Hello there, everybody. How are you all doing today? Welcome back for more E3, going into part 2 of this video uploaded by the great Patrick Kite.
Yes, Patrick Kite. Everyone knows him.
I mean, he uploaded the video. It's pretty great. We gotta give him like the little shout out at the very least, right?
No, I know. I have no hate towards the guy. I don't know the guy.
I was gonna
find
say
it kind
that's
of funny
pretty
the way you
extreme
phrase that.
to say I have no hate towards him. You don't even know who he is. Other than that,
No,
he
I
apparently
know.
went to E3 once and uploaded stuff.
Woo. Well, thank you, Patrick Kite.
Okay, so anyway, we're going into part 2. Should be very, very nice. We will see what else is going to be at this E3. This already looks like Resident Evil, the remake, perhaps. I'm not entirely sure. But I get a lot
It
of early
probably
vibes.
is.
So let's see. This is not. This is Doom 3, perhaps?
Yeah, might be Doom. Okay.
You're just very agreeable, aren't you? It is Doom 3, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it makes sense, because we already saw, I think, most of Nintendo stuff, so now we're getting into some Xbox stuff.
Yeah. Imps. This is actually just literally the same stuff we saw at the Xbox conference.
Yeah, it seems like it's the same trailer. I wonder if that means they don't have a demo specifically.
Potentially not.
Okay, that's just rude.
A little bit. Yeah. Still. Yeah. I already said my thoughts on Doom 3, to be fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Has its problems. Probably shouldn't have been a Doom game. Spawn. Now, I have actually played Spawn. Yeah, if this is the same one I'm thinking of. I think I even own it. I think I own this Spawn game.
Oh, okay.
Or would
yeah, I'll
I?
have to give it a try
No.
sometime.
No, I don't think I own this one, actually. I think I own, like, a much earlier Spawn game.
Ooh. Well, maybe we'll have to get this one at some point.
Assuming it came out. It is under working
That's
title,
true.
so I can't really say for sure. See, 2003, let me see. Yes, it looks like this game came out as Spawn Armageddon.
Oh, okay.
It's inspired by issues 1 through 99 of the Spawn comic book series. Let me see here. Mixed reviews.
I mean, that's fair.
That's pretty cool. Okay, go ahead and we'll 2x speed this one. I'm actually not too sure why we haven't started doing that yet.
That is a good point. We probably should. Until something cool comes up.
Megan, are you saying Spawn's not cool?
Well, it is, but like, I don't know. I don't feel like we get much more out of it watching it 1x versus 2x speed. You know what I mean?
I mean, debatable.
Like, it is debatable. That's fair.
It's more so just for the sake of getting through these at a reasonable pace. Now we're seeing more of the breakdown trailer. Now this is another one that we did see at the conference.
Yeah.
Sounded like that bit of commentary. For anyone that didn't hear it, it was a bit weird. It's sort of like a first-person fighter. Which, you know, is very different from what one would normally expect from FPS kind of games around this time.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I think this would have been a pretty interesting game.
That's the dude from American Idol, right? Both of them are Paula and Randy Jackson, I believe.
Oh, okay. I don't actually know the people from American Idol, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Presumably there's an American Idol game?
There is, yeah. I actually played it. I rented it once. It was very interesting. It was just your typical, like, rhythm game, really.
Oh, okay.
Like, honestly, very mediocre.
Well, yeah, I can imagine.
Just the DOA girls.
I think so. They said it was a fashion show.
So I can't really say anything to that. I don't know if this is like someone from DOA. I don't actually play Dead or Alive.
Yeah, I don't know either, but that is a pretty decent assumption to make, I think.
Yeah, it's really interesting how E3 has always kind of had this sort of like, yo, look at this, like, the sexy girl doing the thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's really interesting how that's always kind of been a part of E3, except for, like, the very early days, but it didn't take that long for companies on the show floor to start bringing out, like, you know, like Lara Croft or, you know...
Yeah.
You know, people like that, right? To dress up. See, the one nice thing
yeah.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I would say it doesn't surprise me. Like we talked about before, it's just a demographic thing. They're just trying to play into that.
Yeah. The one nice thing about doing this at 2x speed, by the way, is it won't recognize the music, so it should be fine for something like this. Fighting. That's probably better to see in 2x speed too, actually.
Probably.
See, it's moments like this when I kind of wish I actually knew, like, some of the characters from Dead or Alive. Just so I could say, like, oh, hey, this is, like, accurate. Or, oh, it's actually, like, very inaccurate. They don't have the correct, like, hat or something like that, right?
I mean, I feel like they would get something similar if that's what they're trying to do.
I mean,
but yeah,
I
I don't know
imagine
any of the girls either.
It's just you never know, some companies might get a bit lazy with it.
True.
Yeah, at the very least, I will say this at least would probably be fun to do. Be different.
I mean, yeah, I think it'd be interesting.
I wonder if we're gonna see Rumble Roses at E3. Like, now I'm trying to think, like, that... Is that a game they would, like, have on the show floor? Because if it was, I could see them doing something like this.
I could see them doing that too.
I'm still keeping an eye out for Rumble Roses, by the way, for anyone curious. That's still on my list.
Yeah, we haven't seen it yet. Did it come out on a specific console? Or is it just multi-plat?
PS2 for the original game, Xbox 360 for the sequel.
Oh, okay.
I don't believe it was on any other consoles.
Yeah, that's fair.
'Cause I'm telling you, it's a good game. It's a good game. See, I will always say it's gonna sound a little bit weird to anybody that just sees Rumble Roses at like a glance. It's like, ah, yes, a good game with a decent story. Yes, sure. But it's true though. I actually like when I rented Rumble Roses, I actually went through every character's like story because I was like actually really enjoying it. And I went through every character story like 3 times, because it's like, I think it's about 3. Because like, depending on how you play the game, right? Because you can do like evil stuff and use weapons, you can play like the game like legit, right? Like
Okay.
good guy. Or you can do it kind of neutral. But, so like what you could do is you could play through Rumble Roses, beat the game with like, you know, kind of like bad guy points, right? And then you unlock the evil version of that character. Or if you played them like good, then you'd unlock the good version of that character. And each version had like at least a different story. So for each character, you could essentially play through the game like 3 separate times. And I did do that. I did do that.
I mean, that's fair. It is pretty fun to do that kind of stuff when the game gives you an option to do, like, good guy, bad guy options, etc.
Yeah.
Especially if they're quite different.
Yeah, so it's a fun game. And as a fan of wrestling, especially back then, I was like, oh, it's actually a pretty good wrestling game. Because you know who actually made it? The same people that made a lot of the WWE games at the time. So they had the engine for it and everything. It was actually quite nice. Yeah, so I was like, oh, that's a pretty good one. And then I played the sequel, and I liked the sequel even more. Plus, I liked a lot of the character intros. Because one thing with wrestling for me, right, is I have a very deep appreciation for, like, a wrestler's entrance and entrance theme.
Yeah.
And Rumble Roses does that really well. They have some pretty good entrances for the characters.
That's pretty cool.
In fact, I might have to see if I can show you some. I know they do. I know people do have playlists online. So who knows? Maybe if you want, I can do that later.
I mean, if you want to, I wouldn't mind seeing some of them.
Oh, some of them? Yeah, it's fine. I mean, it's like, I don't want to hardcore commit to seeing all of them, because I don't know how many there are. There could be 60 characters, Matt. I don't know. I don't even know how many there
could be,
are, to be
but
honest.
you know, you also want to have some mystique for the game for when we play it.
Hey, you'd play it.
Well, I don't know, if you wanted me to, maybe.
That'd be really interesting.
Uh,
Because I've never seen you play a wrestling game. So I don't know how you'd really I don't know how you'd handle it.
yeah, I'm not too sure. I've never really played a wrestling game. So, it would be interesting at the very least.
Okay, well, sure. Maybe I'll leave it for the mystique.
Yeah, okay.
I'd be kind of curious who you'd like in terms of characters too, actually. Or if you'd be or if you'd be basic and go like, oh, I like Reiko. It's like, oh, okay, of course you would. You know, everybody likes Reiko. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say I have no context. I don't know who Raiko is.
Or like, what's the other one? Like Cindy. I'm trying to think what the other. Because there's like two essentially like main characters in that one. It's like Reiko and I'm pretty sure it's like. No, wait. Oh, that's an X. Okay, is that an Xbox or something?
I think that's supposed to be the Xbox, yeah.
That's actually really clever. So maybe that's just for like the E3 demo in particular.
Probably.
Because this is Ninja Gaiden, right? One of the Ninja Gaidens, maybe even Ninja Gaiden Black. I think that was
so.
on the Xbox. Is that an X? Like that might be like the prototype Xbox, right?
It looks like the prototype one, yeah.
Yeah, it is. That's actually really funny. I really appreciate that. I don't know if that's in the like base game or not. I have played Ninja Gaiden Black, but I never got very far. That's actually one of the games that like really got me stuck. And like very early on as well. Like it's not even like oh yeah, even says prototype Xbox. It's really funny.
I wouldn't be surprised if they kept that in the game as like an Easter egg though.
Probably.
I know if I was a developer I would.
You know, I know we talked about it a bit like before when we saw it initially, but yeah, what do you think like how would you have felt if like it came out as the way the prototype Xbox looked?
I think it being like a giant X like that, while very memorable, is a bit too much of a novelty for people to take seriously.
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of people might not even buy the system because of that, because like, that's the part too. You can't lay it on its side, it takes up so much space that way too.
Yeah. Let's see, it's kind of funny actually, because I feel like nowadays that would actually probably be a bit more like wanted, right? Because like you look at all the consoles now, they all stand up basically as a default, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like people would actually really like that. You know?
They'd probably be more in for it now, especially if it was like some kind of like limited edition of the console.
Ooh. That's an interesting idea. What if Megan, don't go giving manufacturers ideas, but like what if in the future they do release like a limited edition console where it's shaped differently from like a normal console?
I mean, if they could get it to work, I wouldn't be surprised if they would do that. I just assumed the R&D would not be worth the time to make it drastically different anyway.
I mean, you only need to change like the outer shell, you know?
I mean, maybe. Like, it depends on what kind of design you want to do. If you want to do something like the actual Xbox there, that's more than just an outer shell. Though it depends how big the actual console is, I suppose. If it's small enough to fit in the center of the X, then it doesn't change anything.
I don't know, but I mean, that's an interesting idea. I don't want it to exist, but I could see it being really interesting if they're like, hey, you know, if you buy this console, like, right on release, it'll be like this special shape or something like that, you know?
I mean, I think that would be cool. I think if it's like an established company or franchise, I think they could get away with doing stuff like that. I just don't know how realistic it would be.
Like, what if Nintendo was like, here's the Switch 2, but it looks like the original Super Nintendo, or original Nintendo, or an N64, or something like that, right?
I mean, that'd be cool. Like, I could see them doing it in terms of, like, color schemes. Like, I know they did that even with, like, the 3DS and stuff. They had one that looked like the NES. I don't know if they would, like, physically change the shape of the console, though.
Megan, idea. What if on the Switch 2, they do like a thing where the dock is like the bottom part of the N64, and the Switch screen itself is the cartridge.
That's really funny. If they did that, that would be so great.
If they did that, I would buy it. Like, I think that would actually be really, really amazing. That's just me, though, you know?
Yeah, you like your quirky stuff.
Well, I just think it'd be neat, you know?
Well, I know.
And I don't know.
Why you like your quirky stuff.
It's like the nostalgia factor of it, too, right? Like, if they were to release, say, the PlayStation 6 and it looks like a PS2 or something, I'd be like, hell yeah, like, I'd be down for that, you know?
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
'Cause I'm not gonna lie, I kind of miss, like, the old kind of blocky, like, box shapes for consoles. Like, now they're getting a bit too sleek and curvy. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know. I'm not too sure about that, you know?
They're engaging in the whole modern trend of, like, everything. But yeah, I do like the boxy type consoles. I kind of also miss the consoles looking, like, pretty different from one another.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, they kind of all see the same. Like, you look at the Xbox Series X and it's just like, is that a Series X or is that a modem? Because they kind of look the same.
I mean, true. Also, some
Beautiful
point this
Joe.
out. Beautiful Joe. But yeah. I get what you mean. A lot of consoles do. They do have a very similar, like, feel.
Yeah. I mean, they instead of feeling like their own thing, they kind of just feel like a smaller PC, which, in terms of architecture and stuff, that's basically what they are, so I kind of understand why it changed that way. But, I don't know, I like them having their own unique identity and designs. Something's really funny about the shark guy playing like a shark guitar.
It is kind of weird.
A little bit.
And this is... I'm not too sure, actually.
Yeah, I'm not too sure either. I don't recognize it.
Dino Crisis
Dino
3,
Crisis.
Yeah, so I never actually played Dino Crisis 3. I don't know if I've ever said that. I played Dino Crisis 1. I played some of 2. Although, and I've talked about this before, Dino Crisis 2, I have a really, really weird, like, relationship with. It's like, the first time I rented Dino Crisis 2 on Halo 2, there you go.
Yeah.
Barbie's Horse Adventures, nice. I was gonna say it's because they're going through, like, various games, so I'm just gonna say this real quick. I rented Dino Crisis 2 once, and, it wouldn't run on my PS2. It was, like, really weird, right? So we took it back, and they looked at it, and they're like, okay, we don't see... And this is at a Blockbuster, by the way, back when, like, that was a thing that existed. And they were like, okay, there's nothing wrong with the disc that we can see, but we'll have you use... we'll give you a different disc, and you can try that. And I took it in, and it also didn't work. To be honest, I'm still not too sure why. So then I just took it back and just got a different game. I don't remember which one. But, like, it was just really, really strange. That's, like, the one game that was always really mysterious with the PS2. I suspect it may have been because of the network adapter on the back.
Maybe.
But that would be the only game that's ever caused that. Because I know if you have the network adapter in your PS2, it will not play DVDs. Oh, wait. No, not the network adapter. The HDD, I think. Well, I guess same thing. I guess it's the same thing, to be fair. I think it's the same deal. HDD and network adapter, I think, came as one thing. But, like, because I know you can't play DVDs with it in, for some reason. I don't quite remember why. So maybe there's just some weird architecture on, like, Dino Crisis 2's disc? I'm not really too sure. Or maybe I just got really unlucky with 2 discs. I'm not really too sure.
I mean, that is very possible.
But it would be the only game where that ever happened to me.
Let's
Which game is this?
see Sudeki.
Oh, Sudeki. This is Sudeki. Okay. Chaos Legion. I don't think I've heard of Chaos Legion. Oh, this sounds a little familiar.
Yeah, I can't say I've heard of it.
Chaos Legion PS2 game. So, it's a Capcom game. Mixed reviews. PC version was unfavorable, apparently. Action-oriented, numerous enemies attack the player in waves and progress to the next part of the stage. Often requires defeat of all enemies in the area. Main feature that lends originality to the game is the addition of the Chaos Legion, which are supernatural creatures that fight alongside the player. While legions are summoned, the main player character is unable to run and has weaker melee attacks. Legions can be controlled to a degree. So it's kind of like Pokemon, but like...
With demonic monsters.
With demonic monsters.
That's kind of cool.
And like in an action kind of game, I guess.
Yeah.
And you don't have control over them, so it's kind of like early Persona. In that regard, too. I guess.
Yeah.
Well, it says they can be controlled to a degree, so like maybe you can like maybe it's like Digimon World where you can give them like basic commands, but like they'll still kind of do what they want. I like that one guy who's like, "Holy crap!" Probably like,
a lot of spiders.
Yeah, right. So I'm like, "Whoa, look at all these enemies!" And nowadays in the modern game, this is like just expected. It's like, oh, of course you can have this many characters on screen, right?
Yeah.
Back then, no, that would cause your system to like go on fire for more often than not, right? So it's like, damn, look at all the things you can fit on screen. I even remember that being a very big like marketing thing for some consoles too, just going like, or games even. Just going, look at all the things you can jam on the screen at one time.
Yeah, I remember it being a pretty big deal for a lot of games. They'd have stuff on the back of the case saying, oh, dynamic battles with even more enemies and stuff like that.
Yeah, right.
And then you have stuff like Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah, right, and then you have stuff like Dynasty Warriors. I don't know. We've talked a bit about this before, I think, but I really just appreciate how like a lot of things that we take for granted now were like very new in like some games to the point where it was a selling point, right? Like I told you before, on the back of the box of the Final Fantasy X, which you can confirm because I know you have a copy. I'm pretty sure you have a copy of FF10 in your room. I'm not really too sure, but
I think I do.
But on the back of the box, it's like with real-time rendered cutscenes. It's like, and you know what? I still remember seeing that in the back of the box for the first time and going, "Oh my god, that looks so beautiful," and going like, "Damn."
The world lies on brink of destruction. Only a select few may be able to save it. Characters with voices, real-time facial expressions, complete 3D environments, newly designed battle system.
And you know what that newly designed battle system is? Being able to swap out characters during battle. I'm pretty sure that's what we're talking about.
I mean, it's cool.
It is cool, but yeah.
I just want to point out, since I have it here, this is the Canadian French's version, but there's no French on the box, like, at all.
Yeah, kind of weird, right?
It is really weird.
But yeah, see, like, that was the thing. It's like real-time facial expressions. And there's, you know, like that was a selling point. Like, it's on the back of the box, you know? Like, on a Final Fantasy game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's what's really interesting to me about it. And, like, it's just such a novelty to think, like, damn, like, that was something they thought was, like, worth putting on the back of the box to make people, like, buy it if they're just browsing for it in, like, a game store, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it worked. FF10 was very popular.
I mean, yeah. But I don't know. I just find it so funny. I just love how certain things we do take for granted in modern gaming that back then was just very, you know, different and weird, right?
Yeah. No, gaming's definitely changed a lot in the last 20 years.
Oh yeah. Mostly for the better, sometimes for the worse.
Yeah, I'd say that's accurate. The games we get nowadays are definitely much better in terms of gameplay for the most part, but there's just a lot of not so great things that come along with it.
Yeah, like the only the things I would say that would be worse with like modern gaming would just be like how predatory DLC and microtransactions can be, right?
Yeah, I'd say that combined with stuff like battle passes that basically
Yes.
want to try and monopolize your time.
Yes, exactly. Because yeah, there's yeah, I don't know. It's very interesting. Which game is this?
I'm not sure.
I can't
This is
really
Gift
see
Pia.
tell. Gift Pia? I think it is Gift Pia. I've not heard of this one.
Neither
Looks
have I.
unique though. Ooh, fishing.
Oh, there's a fishing minigame. Why is there fish in the water fountain though?
Oh, Nintendo!
What? They canceled it?
No, the game came out in Japan, but Nintendo canceled the North American localization.
Oh, man, I was gonna say it looks so cool.
It does actually, right? And it kind of gives me like a very Harvest Moony, like Animal Crossing kind of vibe.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that. It's very similar to something like Harvest Moon. Well, that's a shame. They went to all the effort to make a trailer and then they canceled it.
Yeah, right. So it looks like someone actually, it says as of 2023, a script translation can be found in the Kirameki website, which contains the dialogues for all of its playable chapters, properly translated in English. So if you want to play it in Japanese, you can. You'll just have to also read like the translation as you go through it.
Pokemon Coliseum!
Yeah, I want to point out here how they don't have like the proper like title for it yet. Like they have Pokemon Coliseum, that is the title, but they don't have it like the way it looks like on the box.
Yeah, they don't have the proper typeface or anything for the font.
Yeah, that's it.
Because they haven't designed the logo, I guess, yet. Because usually they incorporate the logo into the title. Oh, dude, are they fighting Mirror B? I didn't see. No. Okay, I saw the Ludicolo and I'm like, man, you would love Mirror B.
Alright, I'm intrigued.
I'll probably keep that one a bit of a secret for when you do play Coliseum, because it's really funny.
So I want to pause here, not for Pokemon Coliseum, I'm sorry, but I just want to read like something from Gift Pia, or Giftopia, as I guess it was kind of known in the West. Because the plot to me sounds amazing. I kind of want to look for this game now, even if I got to play it in Japanese and then like translate it. But like, it says here, Gift Pia follows the protagonist Puckle, a resident of Nanashi Island, who on the day of his coming of age ceremony oversleeps and misses the whole thing. The mayor of the island, Mayor, is his name, is so incensed that he orders Puckle's arrest and a fine of 5 million main, or mani, the game's currency, to recoup the cost of the event. So he oversleeps, gets arrested because the mayor's mad about it, and then he has to pay back like for the whole ceremony. That's pretty good.
That's really funny.
Oh, this is so interesting. At the game's start, Puckle must cope with heavy restrictions, an early curfew, a ball and chain, having his face pixelated, and having robot police chief Mappo supervise him. Throughout his adventure, Puckle is assisted by his dog Tao and his girlfriend Kiappa. There's also a large cast of supporting characters that interact with Puckle, including a bartender that goes by PB and a radio DJ called Deej, or DJ. Puckle eventually encounters an old man who will give him mushroom soup and teach him about other paths to adulthood via helping others. Yeah, it even says here, the game is similar to Animal Crossing.
That's funny.
The player must initially take menial jobs such as fishing, collecting fruit, or repairing signs. Then you meet the old man, collect residents' wishes. The player has numerous restrictions that are lifted as the game progresses. For instance, if the player stays out after curfew, ghosts will chase Paco to his house. If he does not make it back, he will be put to sleep, making him vulnerable to theft. The player is also responsible for making Paco eat, as he will otherwise starve to death. I guess the retail sales of the game were unexceptional at best. The game, oh my god, it's gonna be such a hard game to find.
Yeah.
The game sold between 48 and 55,000 units during its first 3 weeks on sale in Japan. By the end of 2003, the game had sold nearly 70,000 units.
Yeah, okay.
The game scored pretty well, I guess, for what it's worth. Although apparently, by the UK-based NGC magazine, it was gifted a review score of %. They felt unable to review it properly, but were sure there was clearly a quite brilliant game lurking beneath the reams of Japanese text. Okay, Megan, this game's gonna be hard as hell to find if we ever try to look for it. Well, I'll add it to the list anyway, but I'm not really expecting to find it. Oh, was that Pokemon Box?
Yeah.
Pokemon Box. Okay.
You know about Pokemon Box.
I do not know about Pokemon Box. Would you be able to enlighten me?
Yes, I was going to.
Thank you.
So it's a system they made so that you can essentially store Pokemon from your Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire games on your GameCube. There's like a couple mini games and stuff you can do in there. But like the really interesting part is that it only sold roughly, I want to say it was about 50,000 copies in the United States. So a copy of Pokemon Box goes for over $1,000.
I see.
It's one of the rarest games on the GameCube.
Will that ever be a game you'd want to eventually get?
No.
No, you don't care about Pokemon Box?
It's literally just for storing Pokemon. I think you can get certain stuff for storing Pokemon. Like I think there's certain like in-game stuff you can get where, you know, if you have so many Pokemon stored for so many days, you get points or items and stuff you can transfer to the games. But the price of it's absurd, and like there's no like actual game to it. You need a Game Boy player to even get any use out of it. It'd be cool as a novelty, but I'm not willing to pay $1,000 for it. No way.
I mean, that's understandable, unless we somehow come across a good amount of money, I assume. But yeah, okay, so that's interesting.
Because from what I understand, the Japanese and the European copies of the game aren't nearly as expensive, but for whatever reason, it was only sold very little here. And I think part of that is because it was only available from like the Pokemon Center in New York or something like that.
Ooh, okay, that's impressive.
At least I'm pretty sure it was only initially available there. I don't know if it ended up moving to other places later or if it was just the copies sold there, but yeah, it's a very rare GameCube game.
Okay, well, that's impressive. Yeah, okay, yeah, I had no idea. I've never heard of Pokemon Box before. Well, I want to see if there's like dialogue there. It looks like there's dialogue. Hold on.
I think there is a little bit of story with like the lady that's like taking care of your Pokemon.
Have enough boxes for them and they can be
arranged to your liking.
Okay, there you go. Thank you. Oh, look at all the Pikachus! That's a lot of Pikachus.
Yeah, and the Pichus.
And the Pichus. Yeah, this actually looks very familiar to like a lot of the, because Megan and I have been playing like Scarlet and Violet, you know, we've been over that. It'll come out soon eventually. I'm sorry. But like this kind of reminds me a lot of like those kind of boxes.
Yeah, these sprites and backgrounds are taken directly from Ruby and Sapphire.
Okay.
So they are very nostalgic for me because I spent a lot of time playing that. Also, that was a lot of Spindas.
Yeah, like look Pikachu, and then the trade box. This is what you do with your boxes. You name them.
I do.
Spinda. Fly!
Fly! Okay, I don't have anything like that, but that's funny.
Then
they were doing a living dex.
Apparently they were doing a living dex.
Oh my god, so many Pokemon in though.
Oh, what the hell is that? Is that part of the game?
I think so. You can kind of like put your Pokemon onto a stage and like take pictures and stuff.
Dioramas? That's kind of neat, actually. I like that.
Yeah, like it's kind of cool. Just not worth the price of admission these days.
I mean, probably not, but who knows? Maybe one day I'll be able to say, hey guys, look, we got Pokemon Box. Well, Pokemon Channel, I know about that one.
Yeah. Mudkip! My boy!
Pokemon Channel was kind of like, not Hey You Pikachu 2, but like very similar, right?
Yeah,
actually, a lot
got
of
a
those
bunch of
animations are even
different,
the
like,
same. That's the exact same fishing animation for Pikachu from Hey You Pikachu. I'm sorry, go
yeah.
ahead.
Because, like, yeah, you have a bunch of different TV channels you can kind of look at with Pikachu. It mostly comes down to being a minigame collection, but I heard it's pretty okay.
Well, this is even like the same room from Hey You Pikachu. I guess it is kind of like a bit of a sequel then. Like an unofficial
Yeah,
sequel.
I think it's a pseudo-sequel, just no microphone or anything.
Man, that was the best part of Hey You Pikachu, and the worst.
That was the point of Hey You Pikachu. Oh wow, was that Pallet Town?
Well, geez, I might need to get Hey You Pikachu eventually. Nintendo Puzzle Collection, not Hey You Pikachu. I have that one. I mean, Pokemon Channel.
Yeah, I don't think Pokemon Channel's too expensive. I think it's somewhere around like $50 or $60 last time I saw it.
Man, Luigi, man. Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Oh, it's like a Tetris Attack game? Okay.
So I like it's just the puzzle collection. I guess there's just a lot of different like puzzle games on it, maybe?
Probably. I mean, I think that's fair. Unless you're Tetris, I think it's pretty hard to sell a puzzle game like that as the only thing on a game these days.
Yeah, true.
Like even the Pac-Man game like we were talking about before. I don't think a lot of people would play a ton of that as much as they used to.
True. I've been seeing a lot of F-Zero, actually, throughout this E3.
It doesn't surprise me that Nintendo's trying to push it a little bit more. Because, I mean, they probably thought it was going to be a really big game on the Gamecube. That and I don't think we ever got an F-Zero game on the N64. I think the last one would have been on the SNES or the NES.
Excuse you, Megan, we did get one on the N64.
Did we?
We did. I only know that because my cousin had it, and I played it, and I remember you could unlock a ship in that game, which was just the N64 controller, and it would actually move, like, when you moved the stick and press the buttons, it would, like, do the same thing on the ship.
Yeah, that's funny.
I remember it being pretty cool, actually.
Okay, well, I didn't know that, but that's fair. I just don't remember seeing it in the previous E3s, so maybe it just never got shown in a exhibition like this.
I mean, to be fair, we may have just forgotten because it has been a while since we did the initial E3s.
That's true.
So it's possible that we saw it and just forgot. Because I'm actually pretty sure I did talk with you about it, and I'm pretty sure I said the same thing about the controller ship. I could be wrong though.
I mean, that's fair. It does sound familiar, so maybe you're right. It's kind of funny how much more of an action movie they're making even this scene.
Yeah, right. They really made this like very action movie heavy. Like that. I think that's kind of why a lot of people didn't care for it that much. I think it just felt too different, right? Because like even like later MGS games, they don't really feel like action movies. They just feel very like grand in scale, right?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't really say they're action movies, even with MGS4, which I'd say is probably the closest to like an action movie.
Yeah, like I think that's reasonable because MGS is more about the stealth and like, for lack of a better phrase, the conspiracy. And that doesn't really fit into an action movie like that.
Yeah.
Plus, it also makes Snake from being like a badass character in his world to being like a generic action hero.
Yeah, which is the problem, right?
Yeah, like they're leaning a bit too far into that side where he's like the best soldier kind of deal.
Yeah. Resident Evil 4, the original. I am curious if they do actually have a build of this game somewhere. Probably not. That one might actually be lost to history. But, like...
Maybe.
I would legitimately be curious to, like, try it.
I mean, yeah, if it exists, I'd be curious to try it, too.
...2003 E3 demo version. Yeah, it's so interesting how, and I think I've said this every E3 there's been a driving game. I'm still impressed with how good driving games can look, like even when they're really old.
Yeah. I think just because of the nature of the driving game, you generally have people following a camera. You don't have free roam. So I think it's easier for them to make everything look better compared to a lot of other games because you know exactly where the player's going to be looking at pretty much all times.
Yeah, right.
That and part of it is it's also a game designed for you to move fast too, so as long as it's not super blurry, people aren't going to really notice.
Yeah, that is true. We've also been seeing quite a bit of Crystal Chronicles.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how this one sold. Like, I've heard it's a decent game, and obviously it got the remake, so it had enough there. But I don't know how it sold, like, on the Gamecube originally, because the one I had was the DS version at one point. I don't think I have it anymore, though.
I do like seeing more Geist as well.
Yeah, no, Geist looks really cool.
Yeah, if you ever want to play this game, by the way, like, just let me know. I'll hook up the GameCube and you can, like, give it a go.
Yeah, no, I'd like to at some point. I don't know if we'll get to it anytime soon, but I think it'd be a cool experience and different.
I don't think it's a very long game either. But I also haven't played it in, like, years. Like, to be fair, I probably haven't played it since it came out.
Yeah, that's fair. Enter the Matrix. We had this one on PS2 way back when too, and I remember playing it a decent amount. I was very bad at it though.
I know I played a Matrix game, but it's funny because I played it and I never actually watched any of the Matrix movies. So the game does a very poor job of like actually explaining what's even going on.
Yeah.
Like it's not a good game to play. Like it's a fun game from what I remember. But it's a bad game if you want to know about any of the story. right?
Yeah, no, it's definitely not good for that.
Like, it's definitely a game where it's like, you have to, like, it's not gonna tell you the story. You need to know the story before you go in. I did play Path of Neo though, and Path of Neo did a much better job of like actually communicating the story.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm pretty sure it was the first one that I played.
Yeah. Like, I think, but I played both, presumably, assuming you and I were talking about the same, I'm pretty sure Enter the Matrix would be the one we're both talking about.
Yeah.
But Path of Neo was pretty solid as well. Mario and Luigi, another game I've never played,
Oh,
but I've always had
Superstar
an interest.
Saga.
Is this
Yeah,
Superstar
it's
Saga?
been
I
on my
used to
list
be.
to it's on my list to play for a very long time. I haven't got around to it. I played a little bit of Partners in Time and a little bit of Dream Team.
I forget, is this the first one in the series?
This
Or
is
is
the
it
very
second?
first one, yeah.
Okay.
This one was originally on Game Boy Advance.
I'm surprised they didn't talk about this during the conference.
Yeah, I'm surprised too, but maybe it's because it seems to have a working title at this point. So maybe
True.
they didn't want to bring it up in the conference because it's probably not releasing this year.
Sword of Mana is the, like, a sequel, quote unquote, to Secret of Mana, right? Or am I...
I believe so. Boktai.
Boktai?
Never seen this one.
I've never seen Boktai either. Man, I'm also about Giftopia. Let me tell you. Boktai.
I did look that up on price charting because I was curious. It only goes for about $35 if you can find it.
Okay, so it's not expensive, it's just hard as hell to find, probably.
Yeah, because it only has the Japanese version of the game, right? If you
Well-
want, like, sealed, it's a lot of money. It's like $230.
See, I don't care if it's sealed.
Yeah, I
I'll
don't
tell
care
you
either.
what. We'll keep an eye out at local game store, and we'll see from there.
Yeah, I guess if we ever go to Japan, we should probably go to, like, a retro game store, too, and see if we can find stuff like that.
I would love that. Like, would we be able
They
to play
changed the
a lot of
font.
the games? Oh, did they?
Well, for, like, the little, like, phrase they had for get or catch and stuff, I'm pretty sure it says catch in the actual game, and I'm pretty sure it was a different font.
I just want to see.
Yeah, because they definitely changed it, because I'm pretty sure it says catch, and you have to hit it 3 times to fill out the word. That's interesting.
That is interesting.
Because I think everything else is the same. At least I don't recognize anything different.
I don't know, maybe get is like from, we'll see, because this is the English, like, version. I'm not too
They
sure.
probably-
That's interesting.
I mean, they probably just wanted a phrase where, like, it works when you hit it 3 times, but maybe they thought it'd be confusing, because the whole thing about Pokemon is you gotta catch them all, right?
Yeah.
And I know they weren't really using that phrase as much with Ruby and Sapphire coming out, but maybe they wanted to keep it a bit more consistent, so they changed it, I'm not sure.
Yeah, true. Gotta catch them all, like... Didn't really stay with the series for as long as a lot of people probably think it did.
Yeah. Because they officially stopped using the phrase, I think, when Ruby and Sapphire came out. They still encouraged it in different ways, but I don't think they used the same phrasing at the very least.
Also, Fire Emblem. The first one, I'm guessing?
Yeah, that's pretty cool, actually. I do want to play, like, all the Fire Emblem games eventually. If I ever get
Me
the
too.
money, I would love to get Path of Radiance or, the other one on Gamecube. I'm forgetting the name of. Sacred Sword? No. I don't know. Someone will probably know.
Probably. Pikachu hanging out.
Nice.
Yeah, so this is the Nintendo show floor, part of the show floor. Because I do remember seeing this from the JT. I don't remember. I don't quite remember his name for some reason. I want to say it was JT Smash, but I don't think it actually was.
No, JT Smash is another YouTuber. At least I'm pretty sure it is, anyway.
I think it was I know it was JT something.
Beautiful Joe! Again, the trailer this time, though.
Yeah. Max speed.
I totally forgot it was a Capcom game, actually. F-Zero.
That's interesting. I like how this one is just F-Zero for the Nintendo Gamecube. It's not like going like F-Zero GX or anything like that.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't surprise me. You don't want to have, like, too many different subtitles when you're moving to new consoles, especially if this is, like, supposed to be a reboot.
Yeah.
Huh.
Factor 5. So I wonder if we're just like on trailers now. Looks like we might be.
Looks like it, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if we're gonna see like anything else that we haven't seen anywhere else.
I think it's probably unlikely at this point.
Some of these I might like skip through a bit, just because I mean we have seen this one. If it shows Doom 3, like I'll probably skip a bit through Doom 3, just because we've only seen that one like twice now, basically.
Yeah, no, I think that's perfectly fair.
Like, let's see, so we just skip through here. Thank you, Yoda. There you go, Soul Calibur. Is this just the whole opening to Soul Calibur?
Most likely.
Oh, that's fucking badass then. This time I'm gonna play it like slow speed, because I actually like the OP to Soul Calibur too. And I can actually explain why. This gives you a reason to explain why I like it, right?
Okay, that's fair.
Transcending history.
Because yeah, I've always said that I find like the opening to Soul Calibur 2 to be one of the better openings I've seen, especially for a fighting game. It's like, I don't know, the music, the characters they showing them what they do is just like really cool to me, right? But the music especially, right? Really kind of gets you hyped up and in the mood. And then Link, of course.
Yeah.
Looking cool with his Master Sword.
I do kind of like that shot with Link, like he literally just pulled it out of the Last Woods or something.
Yeah, right? And then Ivy with like her... Is that Ivy with like her jiggle physics? Yeah, I don't really remember a lot of names for the characters in Soul Calibur.
Yeah, that's fair.
Go for the punch. Yeah, she has like some kind of whip sword. It's weird.
A little bit, but that's cool.
I always thought the animation of her punching away like little daggers is really awkward too, though.
Maybe a little bit, yeah.
Then you got like Samurai Dude doing cool Samurai Dude things. But I especially love like this bit, I think, where it shows Nightmare for the first time. Cause I don't know, it's like good and spooky and like
cool.
Like it's cool, right? And like the way the music kind of goes along with it, I think really fits. I like really well, actually. I like Soul Calibur 2's opening a lot. I think it's really, really like baller. Right?
You remember to get your copy of the groundbreaking The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker.
Nice Wind Waker.
Wind Waker, yeah.
But did you remember to unlock the incredible new dimension of gameplay offered in the most recent Zelda epic? By connecting the Game Boy Advance to the Nintendo Game
Oh,
Boy,
yes.
you and a friend can
That's
open
I forgot about that.
Here's how you
Yeah, so you can have like the Tingle Tuner or something, yeah.
Grateful for his newfound freedom. Tingle is now Link's go-to guide, for a small price, of course. Using the Tingle Tuner, you can summon your trusty teammate to show you the way out of a dank dungeon, where to look for untold riches, or how to...
Hey, hey.
That's so annoying.
God, Tingle is quite a character.
That's really funny.
It's an innovative feature in a landmark game. Grab your Nintendo GameCube Game Boy Advance link cable and prepare for the next level of gaming. Enhanced.
Ooh, Pink Cap come was a... Was that pre-Beautiful Joe?
Beautiful Joe.
It didn't pause for some reason. I hit space button, but then it didn't work for some reason. Does that say pre-Beautiful Joe?
Yeah.
That's weird.
I mean, maybe that's just what they called the demo?
I mean, maybe. Maybe it's even just something the game does, like before he actually becomes Beautiful Joe, and he's just like Joe.
Probably. I guess this
could
is
see
like the
game being
training
quirky.
mode.
Yeah. Just go for it. Yummy. I really do need to actually play this game one day.
Yeah,
Like-
one day I want to as well.
Yeah, because like I see, and this is like when I say I'm usually pretty good at like not spoiling myself on anything, I still don't know what the hell Beautiful Joe like even is about.
I'll show you how to be a real hero.
Like I have no
Yeah.
idea like about anything. I don't even really know. Like I didn't know what the gameplay was like until I actually saw this. Funnily enough.
Yeah, I played a very little amount of it because my friend was trying to show it to me back in the day. I don't really remember much. We played maybe an hour at the beginning of the game.
Respond to your hero instincts deep down inside. When the watch starts to glow, say the word. Henderson.
Guys, again, the drip.
He is. That's interesting. Slow. See, this looks really fun, actually. Like now that I've seen like gameplay of Beautiful Joe for like the first time ever, I like it. I think it actually looks pretty good.
Yeah. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, like I said, I don't, you know, I don't really look at stuff that often with games, unless I have some kind of like pre-invested like interest in it. Like, is this like a series I like or something?
Yeah.
Or, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Beautiful Joe is always a game that I heard really good things about. I've just never played it, and thus I've never really looked into it either, right? Yeah, I was kind of like doing some thinking the other day, actually. Well, not the other. Well, no, I was doing some thinking at any rate. Shocker, I know, right? But I was thinking. Remember how when I said like the Xbox E3 may have been the first one that I saw? I think actually, like the conference, I mean. I think that's actually somewhat true because I think I remember watching the Sony conference as well because I remember stuff about the iToy. So I think maybe this is just the first year I ever saw E3 in general.
Probably. Right? I think that's pretty likely.
Like, I don't know if I would have seen, like, stuff for Nintendo. I don't remember, but I remember the iToy, right? And him, like, demonstrating the iToy. And considering GameSpot would have broadcast these, it's very likely this is just the first year I saw anything E3 related, like, live. Which is kind of cool to think about. That, like, damn, we're seeing stuff that I probably saw, but now have, like, no memory of, you know?
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Anyway, I also say broadcast live, but I mean, it probably looked like garbage back then, to be honest. It was old internets, you know, old video technology, old broadcasting technology. Would have all been probably very poo-poo, right?
Probably.
Oh, it's Nightmare, my boy.
Oh, nice.
And it's Hot Nightmare.
Oh, he's got a skin that makes him hot? Okay, that's funny.
Well, that's what he looks like under the armor, right?
Oh, see, I thought he was gonna be like a demonic thing under the armor. I thought this was like a alternate reality or like before he got corrupted type thing.
No, if I remember correctly, and I could be misremembering, I'm pretty sure that's just Nightmare, like, how he looks just under the armor. He's just corrupted by the sword, basically.
Oh.
Because I think you have, like, 2 different versions of the sword. You have, like, the Soul Calibur, and I think you have Soul Edge. And I think Soul Edge is the evil one.
Oh, okay.
And I think, I could be completely misremembering the story. I think Nightmare is just corrupted by Soul Edge. And that's, like, his whole deal.
Okay.
But yeah, I think only really his arm is corrupt, like messed up. And very demonic looking.
Okay. And that's an automatic trailer, they just made it look like more of him was.
Yeah, right? Like, in the trailer, they actually really bait you by going like, oh yeah, Nightmare's like a demonic dude in armor. It's like, nah, he's actually a hot blonde boy, like, underneath that armor.
I feel betrayed.
Okay, so let's like, skip through this a little bit. To be fair, you've seen one fight in Soul Calibur, you've kind of seen them all.
Yeah, I think
my
that's
boy
fair,
Voldo.
especially if they're not changing characters.
It's Voldo, it's my boy.
Yeah, he seems like a very quirky character. I can see why you like him.
He's really weird. I just love his running animation. His running animation is... He's also really creepy. Right?
He is.
But, like, his running animation is absolutely amazing. I love Voldo. Yeah, actually, here, you can even see it there. Hold on. This... A one-time speed for Voldo. Alright. I don't know when he runs. I think it's here. Yeah, look at him go, right? Like, it's just so weird.
It's very weird. Oh, bye.
Yeah, see, I don't know anything about Voldo's, like, backstory, to be honest. I don't remember any of, like, the Soul Calibur dude's, like, story or back character, or, like, backstories. I only really remember Nightmare. And even then, I could be remembering Nightmare wrong.
Get tricked.
Get tricked. Coming soon. I guess that's it for that, this bit of the show floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, so actually very, very interesting. Very good. Yeah, I was just, I saw a lot of interesting games. I saw quite a few that, yeah, I've never heard of. And one of them that I now want really badly, i.e., gift Pia or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. What do you think of that?
I thought there was a lot of really cool stuff and a lot more games that, like you said, I didn't even know existed.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'll pause it on this bit.
Pokemon Channel.
Pokemon Channel. So yeah, really, really interesting. So we still have one more E3 thing to go through, and at the end of that one, we're also gonna have like a GameSpot's top games of E3, because I'm just curious what they think is gonna be like,
Yeah,
the
okay.
top dog, because sometimes it's funny to potentially rag on journalism websites, like gaming journalism websites, because let's be fair, a lot of game journalism websites and review sites don't usually have the best opinions. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with that. At least in my experience with GameSpot, excuse me, and IGN in particular.
Yeah.
All right. So, is there anything else you wanna say about this video of the show floor?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay. So I guess that is it then. So thank you very much everybody for watching. We hope you all enjoyed. But for now, it's time to cue the outro. Frag out, and we shall catch you guys later.
Bye.